I officially joined in September of last year. I came down to do a few weeks as guest principal before that, and a friend of mine, my lovely friend Fiona Winning, who's the other section principal currently, we were both doing guest work with the orchestra, and we thought, well, we might ask them if they might like to give us the job together. And we asked them and they very kindly said yeah. Well, I'm discovering a whole new repertoire. I've spent my whole career playing chamber orchestras and playing chamber music, so it's just actually really exciting discovering the symphonic repertoire, working with great conductors and discovering Liverpool, which is a city I didn't know before, and I'm just loving it. We had a wonderful piano teacher who was just a local piano teacher, but he was a very, very fine musician and influenced a lot of people where I was brought up, and I think we would probably all say that he was a great influence on our lives. I think I was a recorded player as well when I was young, and I think Franz Bruggen was somebody that I really admired and looked up to. And as a student, I think Cecil Ronowitz and Manny Hurwitz were people who really inspired me, encouraged me, gave me belief that I could perhaps do this thing. Well, we did a Mahler symphony the other day with Petrenko, and when we finished, everybody in the hall stood up. And that's the first time it's ever happened in my whole career, and I just thought that was absolutely fantastic. I was very excited. Well, I probably shouldn't tell this story because it's against myself, but we were in Switzerland a few months ago, and we were doing a programme with an encore. And I was happened to be sitting next to my husband, who was playing number 2 to me at the time, who's obviously also a viola player. And we'd finished whatever we were doing, Enigma Variations. And we were just chatting, you know, should we go for a drink, which bus are you going to get on, and so on and so forth. Suddenly realised that Petrenko had his hands in the air, was about to bring them down, and our encore music was not on the stand. Well, it was on the stand, but it was sort of buried. We couldn't find it, which was very funny, caused a lot of merriment from my section, and of course, all the concerts that followed that, there was sort of shuffles and things and going. Petrenko was peering over my stand before we did the encore to make sure I had the music up. So I was quite amused by that, because it must have been absolutely glaringly obvious from the audience what was happening. So on my day off, I think having friends in for a nice long lazy lunch, then maybe going for a walk in the afternoon. I'm a bit of a sucker for sport. And I watch quite a lot of rugby, which people might be surprised about. The music, the repertoire is wonderful. The music, you know, if you're playing something you really love, that's just something so special. I think I actually love the sort of camaraderie, you know, the slightly being, it's a bit dangerous, and you know, with the best group of people, you kind of all live and die together, and I just enjoy that, and the sort of the humour that goes along with that, and just working with great musicians, people that make you think about things in a different way. I think that's great.